Hi, and welcome to Caw Creations. This is Cheryl Wortman. It is Thursday, October 24th, and I'm going to do a little bit of a video today, talk about a few finished objects, and my last weekend's adventure to Big Tancook Island for their Open Textile Day. First things first, I wanted to talk about some of my finished objects. I was playing around with designing a sweater, and I started it quite a few years ago. I know it was a run of yarn from 2017 in Fleece and Harmony, and I used Tidal and cotton candy in, I think it's Selkirk worsted, and I did a sweater in pieces. I put it together. I was trying to develop a design to put like color work on the front of a sweater to do pictures and stuff. I'm not real pleased with the design, so I'm going to play with it a bit more before I publish anything. But the sweater is very nice. It took a little over 2 skeins of yarn, and I played yarn chicken and lost. But my friend Heather found some Tidal of the same year in her stash, so she brought it to me for the Fiber Festival. So I was able to finish it up before this weekend when I popped over to visit her on my way to Tancook Island. So it was so great to see her and so much fun to visit and so good to finish up this project. I'll insert a picture here of it. Okay, and the next project I did, I love to do hats for wedding gifts. So this year my husband's boss was getting married, so I did 2 hats, the connection hats in Selkirk worsted, and I think it was bramble and fiddlehead, and I did them a little bit different sizes, but I'm still working through, I don't think I've published the pattern yet using that yarn. The Connections hat that is published is in the heavier Aran weight yarn. But I was really pleased with how these ones turned out. I'm kind of working on the crown and how it comes together to look finished. So I'm pleased with how they're coming. I've done a ton of hats over the last year, and I think it's just about ready to kind of pull it together and publish that pattern. And finally, the one I'm most excited about, and I've been wearing it even without my button band finished, is the Sunday Cardigan by Petite Knits. I used Fleece and Harmony Selkirk worsted October Sunset. I think that's a really good look at the color of it. October Sunset held together with Rowan's Kid Silk Haze. This is the Kid Silk Haze. And I just love how it turned out, and the buttons are absolutely amazing on it. So I will put that picture in here. I got a yarn buddy, and I really loved using it for the sweater because, as you can see, I could have the Kid Silk Haze and the signature on the same yarn buddy. It was quite good. I was so excited to attend the Open Textile Day on Big Tancook Island this year. These are some of the work. This is Verda's work. She did a couple of quilts, and then these rugs on the quilt frame are hers as well. They're absolutely beautiful. I sat with her and had lunch during the day. And then this is Mary's work, again, another person from the island, and showing part of the rug hooking and how it looks as you do it. Some beautiful handwork here. I was so excited to see all the art. I think this is Stella's stuff here. And then I can't remember who made the big quilt in the back, but Lucy was piecing one as well. Lucy Neatby, like that. And then we had stayed the night before, so rug hooker Jess was one of my roommates in the um, cottage we stayed at on Big Tancook the night before. I love her artistry, and she loves doing fish, so of course she's a kindred spirit of mine, and I just loved all of her work. You can see her at Rug Hooker Jess. This is Dee Dee, a local fabric artist. I got one of Dee Dee's bowl cozies to take home. Very well made. She does a lot of quilting, and she's a sweetheart. I met her husband as well. He was on for coffee. He was doing coffee for us when everyone came. It was so good to get these pictures before the crowd descended because it was really busy. This is the place stuff from Little Barn Studio, and it's the place where Lucy sells a lot of her patterns now that she doesn't keep her own website, so they had sent some of their bats to sell and auction off. Some of these rugs are amazing. I think these are Lucy's rugs that she did because they're right under where that's her double knitted blankets, which I would love to be able to do at some point. Here are some of the auction items. So there's a dyeing pot, and there's some stuff for rug hooking there, and then there's some of Lucy's books and a book about dyeing yarn, a frame for rug hooking. There's a full box of different dyes of yarn, and that came with also the poster that was up above to allow people to work with a lot of different colors. So those were all with silent auction during the day as we got there. I think that's one of Leslie's double knit blankets. They have Big Tancook Island sweaters. This year's is the fairy. You get a picture of it on the front and the back. Last year it was a lobster. I bought a t-shirt, actually this purple color, heathered purple t-shirt. I really enjoyed it. And it was nice and cool for the day because the knits I brought were far too warm to be wearing on the day on October 20th. It was a very warm day on the island. I loved the V-neck t-shirts that they had, but the sizing was so small on them that none of them fit me. If we look here, there's a book that was made using all of these different rugs. So there's a little story that goes with each of these rugs, and you can buy the book of all the stories for $20, and it will be shown at the end. But I just loved the work of this hooker. I think it's Hetty is her name. It's on the book when we get to the book there. But wow, what nice work. And it tells stories like when 2 cows were taken off the island, and everything has to go on and off via the ferry, so it's just interesting to see. The island was quite into producing sauerkraut for a number of years, but then a number of deer swam across, and the deer ate all the cabbages, and so that ended some of the sauerkraut production. And then the car ferry on Big Tancook, there you see the book Hetty's book. And again, these are raffle prizes. So some things that Lucy made, some things that Jess made. I brought the purple headlamp thing for donation, and then there's a quilt and a rug, and some of the bats by Little Barn Studios were also raffled off. So you can see the raffle. Oh, and a pillow cover. The raffle did well they were raising money for the community hall, so all of that was profit going to the community hall. And then there were a couple of vendors here, mostly for quilting and fabrics. So I just love looking at all these fabrics. They're beautiful. They had mystery grab bags of fabric, which you'll see in a moment, that were quite popular once everybody got here. Because I didn't ask permission once people got there, I don't have a lot of pictures of the crowd there, but there were over 60, I think close to 70 or 80, between 70 and 80 came over on the boat in the morning for just the Fiber Festival, and then left on the 5 o'clock ferry with the rest of us as well. So again, you can see all the different fiber choices and things for quilting that were added here. Violet Quilts had a special, oh, and here are some of the local people, and Jess, who I didn't catch when I went through. The food was all homemade, amazing scones and treats, and then we had chili and soups for a lunch, and then we had desserts, and then they put out some charcuterie meats and stuff at the end of the festival. We were very well fed before getting home.